Hi guys, welcome back to Irish Footy Vlogs. Welcome to another video of mine of Jake Davis, Drogheda United fan with me today. He's going to summarise Drogheda's season. Jake, thanks for joining me.
Yeah, no bother, Keith. Pleasure to be here.
Perfect. Fair play to you. Now, I'm going to ask you, I suppose, what your expectations were for Drogheda United at the start of the season. Obviously, they just come up from winning the first division title in that strange season, half season. But what were your expectations going into it?
Only one thing, stay up. That was pretty much the only thing, really. I mean, yeah, you've seen the players we got this season there, Massey, Deegan, O'Reilly, players who've had Premier Division experience. That's all we want to really stay up. And I was hoping for a good cup run, but after seeing what happened with Derry, it was like, Jesus, I mean, even you had the game as well, referee robbed us there in a way as well. So, look, come here, we stayed up, that's all that matters, and hopefully we can hope for more next season.
Yeah, I remember that game actually as well. It's tough to lose in penalties. I mean, you just went out of penalties. I mean, Pats obviously won the cup. I get that in there, by the way. But they were lucky. They won 2 penalty shootouts. So that's the way it goes to the cup. You need a bit of luck. But those signings you mentioned that came in at the start of the season, did they ultimately exceed your expectations the way they performed over the season, or did you expect that from the players that came in?
Well, absolutely. I tell you what, I was very surprised with Gary Deegan after that with Shells last year. I mean, you see it there. Great. It was actually a unreal play in midfield. He kind of bossed midfield in a way as well. He kind of lead on midfield and a lead in the team as well. I mean, you've seen it there as well, Keith, after games, how big of a leader he was. He was more bigger leading than James Brown or any of the other lads that was in the team, before that. So, no, he done very well there, Gary Deegan. Very, very happy with the players we got now. Hopefully now we can keep them. That's the big problem as well for next year.
If you had to pick your signing of the season, who would you pick? Would you go for Deegan or would you go for someone else?
Deegan, 100%. I tell you, Daniel O'Reilly be up there now as well. He's been unreal in centre half as well. And maybe I tell you what as well, Joe Redmond when he came in during the summer, he was very good in the summer.
Darren Markey as well. Darren Markey done well this season as well. He
was a bit on and off, but don't get me wrong. When he turned up, he was phenomenal. Even again, the goal at Longford. The goal against Waterford, I know it's the under-19s, but it's a great finish as well in that game away. So, look, it's great to have them players as well, and it kind of shows now if we didn't have them players, I would say we'd be relegated by now. That's just the best way of putting it. If we didn't have Massey and all them big boys' experience, we'd be back in the first division. Simple as that.
I think the impressive thing as well with the fact they finished 7th. I actually tipped them finish 7th, by the way, which was quite impressive. Did you? Well done. Fair play to you. We'll all take the credit. So that's true. Yeah. The fact that the likes of Waterford got 41 points, finishing 9th, so the points total for 9th was actually quite high, really. So they really needed a decent points total. So that was impressive with them as well. I think they obviously started the season very well, didn't they? And obviously they hit a dip at one point as well, but overall, they never quite got dragged down into the relegation mire, didn't they? Not. There were times in the season where you thought, they might get dragged down, but they never did they?
I think that before the summer break, when we were playing the first round of fixtures, we were probably the best team on form in that league. To be totally honest, the way we played, we beat Pats, we beat we had that 4 wins in a row there: Derry, Longford, Finn Harps. Longford, Finn Harps, and Pats and 19s for sure. We'll probably just leave that to it. But look, come here. I think even after that break, obviously, the form dropped big time. We were saying there, people were talking about us getting you up. Look, come here. I wasn't overly that convinced about it, but I would have liked it. But come here, staying up there was all that matters. But I think even as well, after we lost to Waterford at home, you can see when Tim said it was a relegation fight, and everyone said, I don't know about that now. And then it looked like at some point there was going to be a relegation fight between us and Harps and Waterford. And we were lucky enough, we just didn't go down there. We lost the games, but it just seemed like we had the team to keep getting the points afterwards, and we just kept, obviously staying up there, which is all that matters, really,
Yeah, I remember that after a Waterford game, and I remember Tim was quite vocal afterwards. I think that was to try and refocus the mind to make sure that no one was getting complacent, and it kind of worked. I think you had a bad defeat actually in Derry. I think it was 3-0. I think that was in around that time, wasn't it? It may have been the week after. I can't fully remember that.
I think it was about 2 or 3 weeks after, yeah.
Was it? After that result, I got a little bit concerned for Drogheda. I thought they might be dragged into it, but they obviously gathered momentum after that. And to be fair, that spell at the end of the season where, they were kind of in touching distance of Europe. It would have been difficult to get there, but still, they had 4 games in 9 days. And I think that really killed them. And I suppose from Drogheda's point of view, luckily they weren't really close to the bottom when that spell came along, because that was a very difficult spell to navigate, wasn't it?
But that was a disgraceful position there, 4 games, 9 days. I mean, Jesus Christ. Who else would have got that? You know, that's unlucky for us in a way. But I'll tell you what, though, we did play quite well in them 4 games, even though we were all knackered. I mean, I was at the Bows game. We played quite well. We won the up, and then obviously we unfortunately lost that game. But look, I mean, it was look, come here. Look, it's weird enough to say that. You know, 4 games in 9 days. It's but look, I think it showed the fight we have in the team and the characters that we have in that squad. You know what I mean? We just keep going. You know?
Yeah, that's the huge thing. Who would you say were the best performers overall this season? Who were the key players for Drogheda over the course of the season?
I think James Brown, and I think Mark Doyle as well. I think Doyle there was he's second or third top scorer in the league under George
13 goals. 13 goals, yeah. Pretty good.
He's been brilliant now. So Jimmy, I can see them boys now getting a move now in the winter. They were 2 brilliant players for us. I think Jimmy there, like you see it there, the first game against Walford, you can just see he had something then. Especially look last year during the lockdown, he changed quite a bit. He did. You know, remember that first game before the lockdown against who were we playing? Longford before the lockdown, and he done very well there after lockdown. He just looked so much more muscly and a lot more faster, and you can see how you can see it paid off in the Premier Division, you know.
But still has that pace, as you say as well. And the funny thing I always say with Drogheda is that you don't really see teams that so much play goes through a fellow who's playing right back or right wing back. But like he was almost like a playmaker in that position. It's very strange. It's hard to explain. You have to go and watch really to understand what I'm talking about. But I remember the first few weeks of the season when I was doing Team of the Week. And I think for the first 6 weeks, he got 5. He was in 5 of them or something. He was getting that.
Yeah, I remember seeing that. Yeah,
I was nearly trying to pick other people, like, you know, but it was just impossible. But he was consistent for the whole season, to be honest. Like, obviously, it's very hard to maintain the level of performance he put in those first 6 weeks or so. But over the course of the season, he was very consistent. A lot of assists, a lot of good crosses into the box that maybe weren't taken advantage of. That's going to happen as well, obviously. But yeah, he was absolutely brilliant as well. Any players as well, I suppose, breakthrough players this season that kind of came in that you thought he's after having a good season now, like we'll look at him for next season again to kick on maybe?
Only one man, Killian Phillips.
Yeah.
What a great player did he come in. I mean, look at that day. You know, I think he's in London at the moment now in the panel on the 19s. It shows now how far he's come. Do you know, I remember seeing that first game. What was the first game I come back out? I think it was Derry. I remember seeing you up there in the cup. He was brilliant in the midfield. He was brilliant in midfield, and he can play centre half too. I mean, he's a brilliant player on both positions. You know, just he suits them positions well. And look, I mean, it's great to have him now pinned down on an 18-month deal. So at least we're now sorted for one player for next season. I think he'll be I think he'll be a key player next year if we hope to stay up again. You know, because I think we're going to need a player of his youth.
He's capable of kicking on. You're right. Like, I'm still not sure what his best position is as well. There's probably a position he prefers playing in, but I think he's very good in both positions. I think as a centre back as well on that, especially in the 3-man defence, he's very, very good. He's very consistent. You know, he can head a ball, he can read the game well, he can bring the ball out in the midfield. Though, for such a big lad, he gets around the park and his off the ball work for such a big lad. Like a lot of lads his size struggle for mobility, but he doesn't at all. Like, and it's a huge thing, like, you know.
Oh yeah,
and he's still there's still a lot of improvement in him as well. Like, that's a good thing.
Oh yeah, look, why he's still only 19. Like, he still has plenty of years in him. And I can see him now after the 18 months. I see he'll be either a bigger team now in the League of Ireland, probably gone abroad. Really, that's how kind of how much potential he has. So he's a brilliant player. I hope he does well in the future.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, one I'm looking forward to seeing next season again. Anyway, best team display this season, Jake. There was a few of them, to be fair.
Oh, there's loads. There's loads there. I'm just thinking which one is the best one. I'd probably say us against Bows at home. We beat them 3-2. You know, we were 3-0 up at half time, and I think that's probably one of the best performances of the season for us. You know what I mean? The way we went up against Bows there, we lost them 5-0 before that, and then that next game, you know, you see at the aim up top after Lyons' injury was brilliant up top there. He got the goal and all, and Redmond as well. He showed how much of a good centre half he was since he came in, and especially got the goal for the second one. So no, that's probably the best one, and I'd say probably Dundalk as well away. Obviously losing David Conroy and stuff like that, and even afterwards, the whole team came together for young Alex, which was good to see. You know, especially beating Dundalk after 7 years. You know, home anyway. It's great to have that. Great to say we beat them as well. So there's so many good displays there. I can't really choose one, but it shows how good we've become.
Yeah, that one in United Park against Bohs, the 3-2. That was probably one of the games of the season, full stop. Absolutely, I think, to be honest with you, that's up there. Bohs, in fairness, nearly got back in the second half, and I think there was a save from Georgie Kelly, wasn't there, near the end as well. But Adeyemo, that's the best I've ever seen him play for Drogheda.
I would have said us against UCD last year, but that's first division. So, but Premier Division's a big jump compared to first division. So he done well against Bohs in that game. So fair play.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and then you did have that, I suppose, stage of the season, obviously, when Alex did lose his dad, as you say, and David was a massive part of the club. And I'd spoken to him a few times in that as well. And look, it was heartbreaking for such a club like Drogheda as well, a real community club as well. And Alex, as you know yourself, he's a young lad, happy-go-lucky young lad who's really, he loves that club as well. But I have to say, Drogheda and everyone, Laytown, etc., they all rallied around him, and they still rally around him, which is great to see as well. I've heard the fans continue to sing songs for David up to the last day of the season and that. So, horrible stuff, but great to see the community rally at the same time.
Yeah, and I think as well that picture of Diga and Alex together, and then James and Daniel, it just shows how much, how much connected the whole Alex and the team is, and that's it's great to see, especially after obviously what happened to David, rallying around for a young lad like that. I think he's only 12 or 13, so obviously you wouldn't want to think maybe you want to lose your dad that age, but that's life really. Yeah. But look at Kamei, he's a lovely young lad, and I met his dad a few times. He's a lovely lad as well, and look, I think it's great to see that Alex is now connected to the club after what happened, and I think he's it's great to see the team form, after that result.
Yeah, exactly, as well looked after, to be fair, as well. And then obviously Tim Clancy as well lost his mother as well, so that was a bit of bad news at the club as well. Yeah, but I suppose the point is as well is that it's a really community club, like a proper community club, Drogheda as well. It really is. They do, they do rally around their people and all that kind of thing. So that was a tough time for Tim as well. But Tim, we won't get much into Tim obviously leaving the club, but the job he did, this season, and I suppose in other seasons as well, has been fantastic, hasn't it, at Drogheda, to be fair?
I'll tell you what, Keith, I think he's up there for Manager of the Year for nominees. I don't know why he never got it. Do him and I think he's up there with, who is it, Higgins, O'Donnell, and
Bradley.
Yeah, I know. I think he was definitely up there, especially with the the type of team we had. But look, I think he definitely deserves to move. I wish him all the best, but it's obviously it's a bitter pill to swallow, obviously, because it's just straight after the season, and obviously, look, O'Donnell's gone, and who else would they have went for? I always thought he would have went to Scotland, but then after he signed a 2-year deal, I was like, yes, we're going to keep him. And then after seeing that, I was like, oh, Jesus Christ. But look, whoever comes in now has got boots to fill. I don't know, it could be Doherty, or it could be Darragh Doyle. I've no idea what's the crack with that. But look, whatever happens now, we just hope for the same again. Just stay up again next year and hope for the best, yourself.
Is that your hopes next season? Simply just stay up for now anyway?
Stay up and have a good cup run. That's all it really is. I'm not thinking of, if we can stay up now in the next few years and obviously improve the squad and the budget and whatnot, then I'll expect anything higher. But for now, just stay up now. That's what it is, yourself, because it's a tough league. Premier Division is tough.
Yeah, very tough.
Especially you see it there. Rovers improving big time. Who else? Pat as well, looking good as well for next year as well. So, and Dundalk's in rebuild mode as well for the new owner. So it's going to be a very tough league next year, and especially with and Shells as well. Shells are going to be an underdog.
And Derry
as well. Jesus, yeah. Very teams there as well. Look, come here. You see UCD now in Haps now. They're probably our closest teams now to try and stay up. So look, we'll see what happens. Oh, absolutely, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, look, Jake, brilliant for coming on. Really enjoyed that. Fair play to you.
All the best, Keith. Thanks very much.
Not a bother. Lads, subscribe to the channel, hit your bell notification button, and let us know what you think in the comments. How have Drogheda done this season, in your opinion? Cheers. Thank you. Excellent. Fair play to you.